Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Sports Illustrated Championship Football and Baseball. That's a mouthful. Sports Illustrated is one of the most well-known and trusted magazines in the world of sports, dating all the way back to 1954 and running pretty much non-stop since then. They actually innovated a lot of stuff that's pretty standard nowadays for sports reporting, using tons of color photos, major scouting reports, and even coverage of high school football before others were. It's a darn respectable magazine and ended up inexorably linked to the world of sports, so naturally in the 90s when licenses were being grabbed left and right, Sports Illustrated ended up with their name attached to a few video games, although really it only amounted to a couple over the years. The most well-known of these games is Sports Illustrated Championship Football and Baseball for the SNES. Putting both sports in the same cartridge was a neat idea, but unfortunately the game was pretty poorly reviewed for bad graphics, limited gameplay, and the use of generic teams instead of actual players. And we're gonna be playing the scaled down version of that, so that's always exciting. One interesting note, the game was made by Malibu Interactive, which was a short-lived video game branch of Malibu Comics, meaning that this game is in the intersection of football, baseball, sports magazines, video games, and comic books. An amazing feat that no other game has achieved, except for, of course, maybe Hudson Hawk. The cover keeps things extremely simple. It's the Sports Illustrated logo and two players, John Football and Steve Baseball, doing their respective sports things. You guys do know you play different sports, right? Alright, who's ready for a sports double shot? Helmets on for Sports Illustrated Championship Football and Baseball. Ooh, fancy. Hey, that looks, decent. Sports Illustrated Football and Baseball. Okay, when not in motion, it doesn't look decent. It looks like 5 pixels. Let's do this. It is only me, tragically. Football. Baseball. Football. Baseball. Oh boy. Yeah, let's just start with football. Game length 1 hour? 15 minutes. That's not real time, is it? Team City. Obviously, I'm going with Seattle. Opposing team is Buffalo. Got it. Tails, please. That actually is a very nice animation. I'd like to receive. And now it's not as nice animation. Oh, yeah, that's... Alright, what do I do? A and B do nothing. I'm just running. No! Tackled. Passes. Okay, gives me a couple options. I don't know what any of them do. I'm gonna do flat pass. Do it. Oh, there's a helpful... That's actually kind of nice. They put the letter over the player. Go. Go. Wow, I actually... What? Oh my god. I actually did something there. 6-yard gain. 3rd down. As usual, I wish there was music, but I think this is one of those cases where it's not really hurting the experience that much. Hail Mary. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I think I heard a voice, but it was that lovely sort of compressed Game Boy voice. Ultimate bomb. Why is the ball whistling at me? All right, I'm going to try throwing again, just so I can be quiet so I can hear the voice. Yeah, there's a very quiet voice. Penalty flag. What did I do? What did they do? It's not any amazing, but I'm actually enjoying it. It controls very simply. I also think they seem to have rebuilt the game from the ground up. Nice. Yeah, they seem to have rebuilt it because I looked at a little footage of the SNES version, and it's definitely not like this. This definitely didn't go my way. Kicking units coming. Don't know if there's no reason that should have made me laugh, and yet here we are. Kick, you fool. That's a pretty... Oh, that's a really good kick. So, you don't have a ton of control, but you seem to have enough that it makes the game fun. And like most football games, if you tap A, it switches who you're controlling. Oh, but it looks like just before the play. You can't change during the play. Okay. I'm getting a good hang on the football side. It's pretty alright. So, let's check out the baseballs. Baseball. Game. 9 innings. Seattle again. Now we're fighting Oakland. Sports. Ah, yes. Oh, I accidentally bunted. That was not my intention, I assure you. Oh, I can move all over the place. Yeah. There we go. Darn. No. I'm actually surprised. I really wasn't expecting this to play this well, but it's actually pretty decent. Oh, what a hit. Yes. Run, you fool. Oh, I've made mistakes. Okay, I was mashing the buttons, and apparently one of the buttons is dive. And so he dove like halfway through his run. Oh, the voice is so quiet. That's actually a pretty common problem with Game Boy games. They'll have a voice, but it'll be super quiet. Come on. Darn. Worst first inning ever. Oh, there we go. Set pitch, pitch ball. Send it a relief pitcher. Oh, cool. Oh! Oh, God, I smacked him in the face. I'm sorry. I was trying to be clever, and instead, I caused catastrophic injury. Oh, the 1, 2, 3 at the top. I didn't even notice that. That's where people are on bases. But again, I'm pretty surprised. Oh, I see what you're doing. You... No, wrong way. Oh. No, 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 no. Oh, you sons of... Hiya! Darn it. Look, the point I'm trying to make is this is better than I thought. I'm normally not really into sports games, but this one's pretty fun. Both games have pretty simple controls. They're easy to pick up. They don't overcomplicate things. If you were a kid who was really into sports, really into football or baseball, or like a lot of kids really into both, I could totally see this being like a go-to game. I just noticed the pitcher has a very shapely behind. Yeah, not really much to complain about. For a game that's trying to combine both football and baseball into one cartridge, it actually went quite well. Good work, Sports Illustrated. Maybe you should have focused more on games than magazines. Oh. Sorry, I got distracted by that music. Oh yeah, one of those awesome times that the Game Boy outshines the SNES. With all the bad reviews that the SNES game had, and the fact that it was a low-level developer making a combination sports game, I was really expecting this to be no good. So when it instead ended up being a pretty solid football and baseball game, yeah, I really didn't expect that. I mean, it's hard enough to get one sports game on the Game Boy to work well, but two is even more impressive. I was a bit worried with how slow the intro cutscene was, but it ended up being a pretty good-looking and well-animated game, especially during the baseball section, where the sprites were surprisingly well detailed, and that short sliding scene looked great. Little 1-second scenes like that on the Game Boy go such a long way to improving an experience. But at the end of the day, we have to talk about gameplay, where the game really shined. I've talked before about finding a balance between simplifying the game to be played on the Game Boy, while not oversimplifying it to make it boring, and this game kinda nailed that balance. It had just the right amount of complexity with choosing players, and deciding which players to control during a game in football, and timing your throws and hits and fielding in baseball. It managed to keep things interesting without bogging the player down with so much to consider that it ruins the experience. And again, the fact that they did this with 2 games on the same cartridge was even more impressive. Given that the Game Boy often fell short with sports games, this one stands out for being easy to jump into and enjoy, and with 2 sports no less. So if you have to get your sports fix on the Game Boy, go with this game, because it pretty much does everything correctly. Good on you, Sports Illustrated. Can't wait for the next pack, Championship Golf and Cricket and Cornhole. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.